What is a material latent defect? It is not possible to provide a comprehensive list of defects that qualify as material latent defects, but they include the following categories of defects. Ones that render a property dangerous or potentially dangerous to the occupants. Defects that render a property unfit for habitation. Those that render a property unfit for the purpose for which the buyer is acquiring it, at least where the buyer has made this purpose known to his or her industry member or the seller's industry member, and may include defects that would involve great expense to remedy, notices received by the seller from a local authority that prejudicially affect a property, and the lack of appropriate municipal building and other permits for a property. When an industry professional lists a property for sale, he or she should ask the seller if there are any material latent defects. This may require explaining to the seller what a material latent defect is, giving examples of such defects, and stressing the importance to the seller of disclosing such defects. It is much better to disclose issues up front than to get brought into a dispute or legal action at a later date. The seller needs to also be made aware that under common law, sellers and their representatives are required to disclose all material latent defects. When a material latent defect is disclosed, it should be done in writing, so there is no question at a later date whether it was disclosed. A good example of a material latent defect is a water leak in a basement that only happens occasionally or under certain weather conditions. If there was no evidence of the previous water leaks and a buyer would have no way of discovering the leak, then it would be considered a material latent defect. Any defects in a property that are discoverable through the exercise of reasonable vigilance during a property inspection are called patent defects, and the seller has no obligation to disclose them. Examples would be a broken window pane or roofing shingles that have reached the end of their life. For more information, review the RECA Information Bulletin on Material Latent Defects, which is available on the RECA website at www.reca.ca.